Whoa. Hey guys, Rita here. Here we go. So, I got some feedback yesterday and I'm so grateful for it. Thank you so much for people who have written me, texted me or messaged me about the content I'm putting out. One of the things that I got the most feedback on was what I did yesterday, which was around people pleasing. So apparently there's some people pleasers out there, and I just want you to know that you're not alone. In fact, I'm contemplating maybe doing a whole series just about people pleasing because it's one of those things that so many professional moms, women in general, tend to do is we want to please everyone because there's so many great things that we want to share with people. We want everyone to feel good. We want everyone happy. And that is all great. That's all great, all very noble. And to tell you the truth, caring about other people is what makes life feel really great, right? You feel connected, you're caring for people, you feel compassion for people, all really good. But I have a question for you today to just contemplate, and it may turn into maybe a 3-day challenge or something where we can dive more into this. But I just wanted you to ask yourself this question. Not just what has people pleasing given to you, so what are the benefits of being a people pleaser, but what are the costs of being a people pleaser? So I'm not talking about getting people's feedback about things or feeling love for people or wanting to do nice things for them. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what are the costs? In other words, what do you sacrifice in yourself? Your dreams, money, your sense of self, your ambitions, your needs. How do those get sacrificed when you're constantly trying to please other people? That you can overdo it, in other words. There's pleasing people and then just being a people pleaser. And when your whole identity or most of your identity is tied up with trying to make sure everyone is happy all the time, that can cost you a lot. And the thing is, there's one thing for me to just say this to you and you can nod and say, yes, I know. Another is to take it to the next step and actually write out the question, what is this? What are the benefits of people pleasing and what are the costs of this behavior and this way of thinking and this framing and this mindset? What are the costs? Maybe it's your health. Maybe you just don't treat your body very well. Maybe you don't get enough sleep. Maybe you don't eat what you need to be eating. You're eating, maybe stuff that's not so great for you, that you know is not so great, but you don't know else how to deal with all the pressure of pleasing everyone. Maybe it's time. Maybe you're spending so much time trying to make sure everyone is happy that you're not actually focusing on what's the most important to you. Like maybe you want to grow your business, or maybe you want to plan a party, or maybe you want some time for yourself, but you're so busy either in your head or in your actions, your activities, and your schedule trying to please everyone that all of those things go to the wayside. I know for me, one of the big people pleasing costs was I wanted to exercise and work out. And when I would look at my schedule, usually there was someone that would pop up and need some help and I'd want to please them. And all of a sudden my workout was off my schedule. It was whatever I was really trying to do. If someone needed my help with something, the first thing that would go would be the thing that I was going to do for myself. So I didn't exercise and I didn't take care of myself. And guess what? I didn't feel good in my body. I had less energy. So I'm talking about things like that. Really just be really honest with yourself. What is this costing you? It could be costing you other relationships. In other words, if you're focused on the one person that's not happy for whatever reason, it could be not happy with you or just not happy, and you're constantly trying to please them, then what's happening to all these other relationships of people who really just want to hang out with you and be with you and really like you and are not asking you to please them all the time? Thank you, Michelle. Worrying about hurting someone else's feeling causes me to settle. Yes, thank you. So, worrying about hurting someone else's feelings. That's a big one. That's a big one. I can feel it in my body, you know. I can feel that I don't want to hurt their feelings. I don't want to piss them off. I don't want them to think ill of me. I don't want them to start telling other people that I'm difficult or I'm this or I'm that or I'm too much or um, right? Okay, so we're hitting on this. So the question is, so what are you settling for? You can write that down. What are you settling for? How does that make you settle? Maybe it makes you go, okay, I'll do it your way. Don't want to hurt your feelings. Or, oh, I'm not going to share this really cool thing that's happening with me because it's going to make you feel bad. That's another one that I think, gee whiz, women learn early on, which is if I'm happy and someone else is not happy, I can't share my happiness. I have to match their negative state and I can't share what's going on with me. That's bragging. That's another one is a lot of people pleasers feel really weird about just saying what's going on with them. That's really positive. And so they don't get to even inspire people because they're so afraid of like hurting everyone's feelings, walking on eggshells. Let me know if that makes sense. Or we cancel things. That's another one is like maybe we have a dream that we want to do something and we're really excited about it. And then something comes up and you cancel because you don't want to hurt their feelings. You don't want them to feel left out. You don't want them to feel less than. So you bring yourself down. You kind of dim your light or you cut it off completely because of someone else's feelings. And it feels really hard to not do that, right? Because I know for me, it almost felt like existential. Like if I am not pleasing people, what am I doing? Who am I? And it almost felt like a part of you dies if you're not doing that because so much of your identity is caught up with pleasing other people and you have a reputation for pleasing other people and you don't want to disappoint them. So that's another thing that comes up. So today I just want you to think about, either right now if you can, or take a moment in your day, go outside or light a candle or sit with some tea and just write not just the benefits of people. There are a lot of benefits, right? You get a lot of kudos, you get a lot of like, you're the best, thank you so much. Maybe it makes you like the best person at work because you're trying to please everybody, but what are the costs? Really just drill down in that and just see what comes up. Just see what comes up, whether it's health related, relationship related, wealth related, just your sense of self, your dreams, whatever you're working on. Just make a list and see and just look at the two because that's going to show you what you're fighting up against. In other words, sometimes when we're trying to not do something, like we're trying not to people please, we focus just on the benefits and not on the costs. And so it makes it harder for us to do something different because we're so hooked up in everything we're getting out of it that we don't see what it's costing us. And sometimes knowing the costs can inspire us to go out of our comfort zone to try to change something. And there's a lot of other steps too. But just looking at that, it just gives you more information. It gives you a sense of, okay, I get the bigger picture here. It can make you appreciate how maybe doing something about this could really benefit you. And it keeps you consistent and persistent in trying to make those changes. In other words, maybe you do it once, but you don't do it again. And then you go, well, what's the use? This is just the way I am. But when you know the costs, it helps. From my own experience, I'm telling you, it really helps when you see what things are costing you in any aspect of your life. and how that relates to trying to change them. So let me know how it goes. Try out the list, see what happens, see what comes up. It may be that as you're doing that list and listing those costs, you start noticing more costs that you didn't even know existed. That happened with me when I did it. It was like, oh, and that, and that, and that, and that. And your costs tends to get really long and the benefits are maybe a couple. But just be honest on really one. It just gives you a sense of where you are and the strength and the wherewithal and the understanding of why you want to make a change. So, or if you want to make a change, maybe you don't want to make a change at all. Maybe you want to just like, I love being a people pleaser. That's what does it for me, and I have no cost for it. That's an okay place to be too. So I hope this was helpful. We're going to keep drilling down on this. I might do a 3-day challenge. I'm kind of thinking about maybe that would really be a cool thing to do for people, where you're just concentrating for 3 days on this subject, and I give you some tips on where to start, how to change it, how to get into your new way, what are the stumbling blocks, and then we go from there. Okay, so thank you for watching today, and have a great Friday and a great weekend, and I will talk to you on Monday. Bye.